Just a disclaimer before the video starts, there is fighting, so if you are triggered by fighting, please click off the video now. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy. You and Bakugou have been dating for some time now. You didn't really know how or why it happened. It could have been destiny or fate, but it doesn't matter because it has brought the two of you together. You were both having the best time in your guys' relationship by far. However, as everyone learns sometime in life, all good things come to an end at some point, right? You were always thinking of the ways that Bakugou may dump you at some point. Maybe he would grow tired of you, maybe he would find someone that was better for him, or maybe you would do something that would displease him. You never told him of these worries because you thought it might make you weak, which meant that he wouldn't like you, especially if you showed the weak part of you. The mention of your guys' relationship had spread around UA like wildfire, so when you would enter the school, people would hound you on how you should find someone else that is better than him. Everyone in Class 1A, however, didn't ask any questions about it and just assumed it wasn't their business. Even Mineta didn't do anything creepy about it to you or Bakugou, which was especially strange for him. You didn't mind though, because that meant one less person hounding you on a daily basis. You were stressed about how the sudden publication of your guys' relationship. However, when he asked you how you were handling it, you put your brave face on. I'm doing okay. It's more annoying than anything, you told him, hoping that he wouldn't see the weak part of yourself that you've been trying to hide from him so often. It's good to hear that it hasn't gotten to you, he said as he headed back to his own seat. You wish that you didn't have to feel like you had to hide what you were really feeling from him. After morning classes were over, you could see Bakugou walk towards you. You want to eat lunch with me, Kirishima, and Mina? That made you smile, and you responded, Yes, of course, Bakugou, you dummy. You giggled as you grabbed his hand and headed off to the lunchroom. Once you guys were sitting down with Mina and Kirishima, she asked, So, listener, how did you guys get together? You know Mina didn't mean anything by asking the question because she was just over most of the relationships in 1A and sometimes other classes as well. You told her the story about how you two got together. Aw, I never knew that Bakugou was so capable of vulnerability. How cute. You could see Bakugou getting a little frustrated when Mina said that. Bakugou, I'm sorry, I didn't. But before you could finish, Bakugou got up from the table and started storming off. You quickly went after him, trying to tell him that you were sorry for everything. However, instead of saying anything, he just kept on walking. You tried and tried, but he just kept on walking. Why are you being like this, Bakugou? You asked him out of the frustration and sadness of your soul. You could see him tense up for a second, but he just kept walking. You could feel as your body fell to the floor, and you were holding back tears, and you could feel the aching of your heart. Why did I do that? It's my fault that he's walking away from me. Why? You kept on wondering as you began to sob on the floor of some hallway of UA. You could hear Mina and Kirishima's voices grow near along the hurried footsteps. Listener! They both yelled as they sat on both sides of you. You tried to tell them that everything was okay through the tears, but very obviously they weren't very convinced. We are sorry, listener. We didn't mean to make him walk away like that, Mina said as she said sorry a million times as she hugged you. You didn't like to be vulnerable with people, but it felt so good to finally be able to lean on someone and just let your emotions loose. When you finally stopped crying, you got up and started heading towards the classroom with a bit of a staggered step. Mina and Kirishima must have known that you weren't expecting him to act like this so suddenly when everything was finally working out. You wondered why this always seemed to happen to you. You always seemed to push away those who were close to you. When you made it back to the classroom, you noticed that Bakugou wasn't there. You hoped that everyone wouldn't notice that you had a falling out of sorts. You didn't want the entire school to know about what had happened at lunch. However, as all things do in school, news spread around the people. Before the day was over, you couldn't wait to get out of school as fast as possible. Mina and Kirishima were still worried about you, but they didn't ask you anything. They just watched out for you while you had to hear the whispers from people in the hallway about yours and Bakugou's relationship. Mina and Kirishima had tried to make them stop, but it still didn't make up for the fact that what had happened had destroyed your mind. Once the long school day was finally over, you were relieved to hear that it was summer break, which was only a week, but it got you away from UA for a while, so you didn't mind. You were going back to your house for the break, so once you told Aizawa and he okayed it, you were out of school like lightning. You didn't want one more person to ask you if you were okay or if you and Bakugou were over. You got home and went straight to your room and put some things that you brought away. Your parents told you that you told your parents that you were going for a walk in the park for a bit, which wasn't unusual for you. You walked to the park. From what you could see, no one was actually there. You started to sing Impossible by James Arthur. Little did you know, though, you were singing to yourself, but that wasn't really the case. You weren't the only audience that was there. You could hear someone sing along. Tell them what I hoped would be impossible. You looked over as you sang to see who it was that had heard you and was singing along with you. You weren't expecting it, but you wanted it to be him. In fact, you needed it to be him. Bakugou. He sang with you as he slowly came in for a hug. He started crying on your shoulder, apologizing for what he had done earlier. I'm sorry, listener. I didn't... I was just mad, and I didn't want to take that out on you, so I just wanted to cool down before I hurt you. I didn't mean to hurt you the way I did. I don't expect for you to forgive me. He hugged you as tight as he kept on saying sorry over and over and over. You never saw this side of him, the side that didn't put up a front of confidence. You felt bad that you were hiding your vulnerable side while he was letting his front crumble down. Once he had stopped apologizing, you took a deep breath and told him how you felt about the people at school telling you that your relationship with Bakugou was a terrible idea. You told him about how you were so afraid of losing him that you pretend to be this tough person that can't be touched. Teddy bear, I'm sorry I made you feel like that you had to put up that front. Can we promise to each other to tell each other how we're feeling and to talk about it so that this don't happen again? Bakugou added as he slowly looked deeply into your eyes. That would be great, Bakugou, you said as you slowly leaned in for a kiss. Hello guys, Alexia Audio's here. I hope you liked the video. If you did, hit the like button, and if you want to see more like this, hit that subscribe button, and welcome to the family. I hope you guys have a nice day. Bye!